Hello students, welcome to my channel Civil Cap. Today we'll study about the sway analysis or we'll study about the sway. What is sway? For example, sway is the horizontal movement of the end of a column in a frame is called sway. That means, for example, if we take a frame like this having its members A, B, C and D. If a horizontal force is acting in this way and if the horizontal deformation of the beam BC has been neglected, then my beam will give a deflection like this. Let us assume that the deformation in the beam BC will be like this, or the member is shifted to B dash and C dash. This means the frame I am having has an axial deformation. The side moment at the end of this column will give me sway, that is the beam will be shifted to the new position, that is B dash and C dash. So this type of deformation if takes place in any frame, then this is known as sway. Now if again I consider a frame as ABCD and a horizontal force is acting at point B, then if a support is given at point C, then this support will oppose or give the opposite reaction of this horizontal force W. That means in such case the sway is prevented by unyielding support. This is unyielding support or the support which is given for opposing this horizontal force. In such frames there will be no sway at the beam level. Now let us consider a frame having members AB, CD like this, in which the length of member be L and a load W is acting at the center. That means the distance from both the ends is L by 2. Now the question arises that this frame will act as a frame of sway or frame without sway. The answer is that this frame will not have any type of sway because of the geometry as well as its symmetric about the vertical axis. If I will draw a vertical axis like this, then we can see that the frame is distributed into two symmetrical parts. That means this frame do not have any type of sway due to its geometry as well as the load symmetry in the vertical axis. Again, if I consider a frame having members AB, BC and CD, two vertical loads are acting at a distance of A from both the ends. Again, here the question arises whether this frame is a sway or non-sway frame. Again, we'll cut this frame from its center line and we'll see that the frame is distributed into two similar type of structures. That means here again my frame will act without sway, as after cutting the frame into two symmetrical portion I can see that the frame is symmetrical in two parts. That means again this frame will not act as a sway frame. One last example we'll take for the frame analysis, that is whether the frame is sway or non-sway. Again we'll consider a frame having a members A, B, B, C and C, D, and two forces of load W are acting at a similar height from the supports. That is, let us assume these both horizontal forces are acting at a height A from the supports A and D. Again, we'll cut this frame from the center line and we'll analyze that after symmetrical cut section or after symmetrical division of this frame, the frame again can be seen as symmetrical. After application of section, we can see that the frame is divided into two similar types of structures. Here again this will give us a non-sway structure That means we can say that for analysis of a frame, if we cut the frame into two equal parts and analyze whether the frame is symmetric or not, we can simply analyze whether the horizontal forces acting on the frame will produce a sway or non-sway. In this way, we can simply determine the structures for sway analysis and non-sway analysis. In many structure analysis methods, in the first step, we have to analyze that whether the structure act with sway or without sway. So students, will end up our video here. If you really like this video and if this video is useful to you, then kindly subscribe, share and do comment if you have any doubts in my video. Thank you for today.